So here's our entryway to our garden. We have some Queen's Wreath blooms already sprouting out. This is absolutely my favorite vine. Those purple flowers are so pretty, and by Easter, these are just gonna be full of blooms. I have to show you our entryway to our home, where I actually took cuttings from this vine and propagated them. That one is just full of flowers. So y'all have to stay tuned for the viewing of that at the end of the video. But today we're going to talk about all kinds of wonderful things. We've got our medicinal and tea garden I can't wait to show you. We have all of our GreenStalk vertical gardens flourishing. Like, this is the best everything has looked, I feel like, all year. We have brand new mulch, as you can see, throughout the garden. This is pine mulch that we got from a mill. And this is the same mulch we put in 2 years ago. And we're going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go ahead and start you with showing you all of our GreenStalk vertical gardens. And if you're just now joining me, you know that I absolutely love growing in the GreenStalk vertical garden. I own 10, and I purchased mine 4 years ago from their Mother's Day sale, which is coming up soon. It will start May 1st. So if you're looking to purchase a GreenStalk vertical garden, that is the time to buy. It's the best deal of the year, so stay tuned to those sales details. If you have not yet subscribed to my newsletter, make sure you do that. I send out emails letting you know what sales are going on, and also on my Instagram. Make sure that you're following me there, because anytime we have a sale or any kind of deals, you can check that out there. And of course, as always, you can stack my coupon code SD10 to save an additional $10 off of whatever sale is going on. And as you can see, the strawberries are doing awesome. This is the reason I bought a GreenStalk in the first place, is because how well and easy it is to grow strawberries. As you can see here, look at those. They're so pretty. You don't have to worry about them laying in the dirt. They're so easy to harvest, and they look absolutely beautiful. Make sure you look at all their accessories. This is the automatic watering system and their new lids. They have all kinds of wonderful new products I'll show you as we go through our garden. Over here is our quick grab herb garden. Also, we have pops of colors for flowers. This is the Glacier Blue in the GreenStalk vertical garden. I have 2 of these. I love this color. This is where we entertain and cook dinner for our family. So when we need herbs, we don't have to walk into the garden and get our feet dirty. We can just quickly snip oregano, thyme. We have parsley, cilantro. We have basil. We have 2 different kinds. We have purple and regular. We've got some cool new flowers. I'm not sure what this is called. We have thyme. Look how pretty that is. And we have sage. And have more parsley back there. I also have some additional herbs there. And this is a penta. A lot of you ask about this. And we have hummingbirds and butterflies come like crazy to visit our pentas in the garden. So we have tons of pentas. And I just love all the pollinators that they do bring. So this is my newly planted GreenStalk vertical garden. And this is the basket weave texture. Now, I chose these flowers. I've got purple, pink, and yellow because we have a big Easter gathering here coming up soon. And I wanted this tower to kind of be very festive and full of color. And we were able to achieve that. Actually, my oldest daughter came out here and helped me stage the colors and the plants. We keep these plants in there for the year, and then we just kind of trim them back and pop in different flowers. So this is kind of like our seasonal flower garden, and it is easily seen from our porch and our swing here. So next I'm going to show you our other GreenStalk vertical garden. And in this tower we have celery growing. I've never been able to grow celery this well. And we like to harvest as we need it from the edges, and it just continues to grow. I also wanted to show you where we harvested an entire stalk here, and look what's happening. More is just sprouting out the middle. So when you are going to harvest your celery, don't just pull the whole thing out of the ground, chop it off, or take it from the edges, and it will continue to grow. I don't know how long it will grow through the summer, but we're gonna see. So stay tuned and see how that celery does, because I don't plan on pulling it out. I've also plugged in some really pretty new flowers. I've never had the garden so colorful. I wish I could show you those. We have some new blooms coming in. They're so pretty. We also have our lavender here. This is one of my favorite herbs to grow in the GreenStalk vertical garden because it just kind of drapes down and looks so pretty. Oh my gosh. This is calamine, or I'm saying that wrong. I want to say calamine, but it is calomel. Calomel. That's how you say it. But look, I've never been able to grow calomel, and it's growing in my GreenStalk vertical garden. I drink a lot of herbal teas now that we are growing our own herbs, which I can't wait to show you our herbal garden. But I drink a lot of sleepy tea, which is basically calamine and lavender. So now we'll be able to dry these beautiful flowers and make our own tea. I also have some peppers on the back here. Sweet banana peppers are my absolute favorite peppers to grow on the GreenStalk vertical garden. I have them hanging on the new support system from GreenStalk. These are so much better than the original ones because you can use them wherever is needed. The most recent support systems is a system that goes entirely around a tier. These, if you have certain flowers or certain plants that you need staked up, you just have to use one per pocket instead of having this big ring around your GreenStalk. So they have worked really well for my peppers here. I plan on ordering more. That'd be good with like tomatoes or eggplants to stake them on. And something new I've learned is that when these peppers turn red, they actually get a lot sweeter. So I've been letting mine turn red. And of course, all these are just absolutely ready to harvest. I wanted to keep a few on for y'all to see. And over here, we've got a green tea plant. I wish I could show you all that better. We have another green tea plant to show you in our herbal garden. And it's finally starting to grow. We also have some Transylvania garlic. So that is doing really good. A friend gave these to me and said that you can grow these in our zone. So I'm really curious. I keep sticking my finger down in there, wanting to see how big the bulb is. We also threw some cool succulent flowers in there for color. I think that about covers this GreenStalk garden. Now over here is the 7-tier or 7-leaf planter. So what that means is we have 7 tiers of planting. They're smaller pockets compared to all the other GreenStalk vertical gardens that I own. They're deeper. So you can purchase either one. It just depends what you are planting. This 7-tier, you can plant more things. It'd be great for herbs, flowers, strawberries. We're growing strawberries here. And all kinds of flowers. Here's African blue basil. Look at how crazy that is. We've got all kinds of, we got oregano. Look how beautiful that looks. We have more strawberries on the back side. Got a new lid that's super cute. And then more flowers. I'm gonna probably get this name wrong. Nasturtium. Did I get it right? I'm the terrible for massacring names of herbs and plants. So I think it's a nasturtium. Anyways, these look beautiful growing out of this GreenStalk. I've also planted some bee balm in here. I direct sowed some of that. And I planted some chives over here to kind of fill these pockets. So this is great for any small item. And as you can see, all these, even my penta at the top, are growing great in the 7-tier. So over here in this GreenStalk vertical garden, we decided to plant zinnias, and this is a Thumbelina variety. It says it's good for container gardening, so I hope these zinnias stay kind of smaller. We have planted, actually my neighbor has planted zinnias in her garden for the summer because she travels a lot and she doesn't want to put in a bunch of vegetables in the heat of the summer, so she still wants her GreenStalk to look good. So these are a 15-day to bloom plant. So we should have blooms here soon, and I'm so excited to see how this one goes. And the reason we're doing this is we plan on taking a big trip out west. We're gonna go see all the national parks, far west, like California area, do the redwoods, and go all the way north to Oregon. So we should be gone probably for 6 weeks, and we do homeschool our kids, so what's great is that they get to come out here and learn in the garden and also get to travel and learn while we are on the go. So over here we have a GreenStalk full of carrots. This is my kids' absolute favorite way to grow carrots. As you can see, this chair was here. My youngest was out here digging in here, pulling. She pulled almost all the carrots out of this pocket today. She loves coming over here and just grabbing a snack. All right, I found a carrot that looks like it's pretty good to harvest. And if you are wondering how to know when carrots are ready to harvest, look at that. I just put out a video. If you guys are wondering how to harvest carrots and when they're ready to harvest, I actually just put out a short video. I've been putting out a lot of short videos of how to harvest and when to harvest, all those. I've been also putting out tea videos, and I'm putting together some tincture videos as well, made from homegrown herbs with medicinal purposes. So I'm super excited about that. I'm trying my best to capture everything I do in the kitchen, even recipes, and just bringing my camera along. I know I can do better at that, and plan on putting as much content as I can out there for you before I leave on vacation. Over here we have a GreenStalk full of micro tomatoes, and recently we trimmed back these. Look at these. Oh my gosh. Some of these I really need to get out here and pick. But look at that. Holy cow. So what we like to do, like for instance this one, you see how it's that small? When they produce, I end up trimming back some of the old, and then what that does is it helps flush out a new plant. So I'll actually trim these back 3 times during the season. Look at those, holy cow. And they'll continue to just push more tomatoes. So I have 3 different varieties. I have a Siam, a Red Robin, and I can't remember the name. I'm gonna try to flash it up in the screen if I can remember. I also have onions growing up here. Holy cow. What? I'm gonna have to harvest some of these. Oh, holy cow. Look at that. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to harvest some of these before we go on vacation. If not, we're gonna like bust out of the GreenStalk while I'm gone. That is awesome. Oh, they smell so good. So those are doing really great. We like to use while we're waiting for the onion to grow, we like to use the tops in dishes. Basically anything that calls for onion, you can use the tops for. So we do that a lot, almost on a daily basis. We like to add this to almost every dish, salads, our eggs, soups, any kind of dish that needs a little extra flavor. If you guys are wondering where my other GreenStalk garden that goes right over here, we have it unstacked and getting ready to, actually we already planted potatoes in this. So, oh gosh, I can't even remember the type of, I can't even read my handwriting, really? They're like little fingering, oh that's why, because we have it flipped back around. These are fingering potatoes. So I found them, I believe, at Tractor Supply. They're just tiny little potatoes. And what we did is oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, this wasn't here this morning when I came out to water. Awesome. So they're starting to pop up. So what we'll let them do, we filled this halfway. up. And then we put our potatoes in and put about 3 more inches of soil on. So when these start to pop up, maybe to about like maybe 2 or 3 inches, we're gonna backfill this in and then stack our tiers and let the automatic watering system do its thing. This is actually called the Inventor's bundle. So what that comes with is you get 3 of the regular tiers that are large, and you get 3 of the smaller tiers, and they all stack real nicely. And it also comes with a spinning base and a couple more things I'll flash in the screen here. But I like it because it's kind of like your one-stop shop, especially if you're new to GreenStalk gardening, you're not sure what you want to buy in the future. This gives you the best of both worlds, and they look beautiful. I also have recently planted in our new seed starting kit okra. So the okra will go in my top tiers. So these are called Baby Bubba okras, and Susie from GreenStalk Garden actually recommends these because this is what she has used in her GreenStalks before. We love growing okra, but we haven't grown okra in probably, I don't know how many years, only because they attract so much nematodes. So I figured let's try starting them from seed in our GreenStalk that's way far from any nematode activity, and see if we can keep our soil good and grow successful okra without ruining our soil and our ground. So I am definitely in love with this new seed starting kit. Look at that. So that's to catch water, or if you're like going away for the weekend, you can just pour water at the bottom and it retains it. And then look at that. They just fit in so nicely. There also is going to be a new color coming out soon that I can't wait to show you. And stay tuned to sales, because there's always sales going on every so often. And that is their seed starting kit. I also have a GreenStalk garden way down at my chicken coop, as you can see there. We'll get to that in a bit, but it's absolutely beautiful. And we've got all kinds of flowers and chicken treats in there. So we'll show you that in a bit. But first I want to show you some things that we have in the ground. Actually, we're going to show you our herb garden, because I have a feeling a lot of y'all are waiting for that one. This has probably been the most exciting plants that I've grown this year, because all these are new to me. Almost all of them are new to me. I've been going through a lot of health issues and been learning about herbs and things that God has already put on the earth for us to use, and learning how to use them. Of course, first learning how to grow them, and then how to make tinctures and make teas. Look at that bee. And then also dry the leaves to use them for different things like our candula. I had a friend actually gave me this plant and made some neosporin, homemade neosporin from these flowers. I am currently putting a video together to show you me harvesting them and using them in a tincture. So stay tuned for that. I've been dropping these in my tea because they're supposed to help with all kinds of things. We first have our tea plant here. This is a green tea plant. So I'm hoping that this will be just flourished crazy by the end of the month. I'm finally seeing some active growth. It's been so slow growing. We have our mullein. I think I'm saying that right. I'm going to try to put all the words to all these herbs in the screen in case I massacre them, because I often do. I just actually harvested some of these leaves. My husband has some respiratory issues. He works in construction, so we're trying to kind of heal him naturally. And these are just good to have for any kind of inflammation of your lungs, allergy season, all kinds of different things. So we have these actually hanging in our pantry. If I can remember, I'll show you a picture of us doing that. So I'm actually preparing a tincture for my husband. So look for a video of that soon. We have our pentas just as an attractor. Right here we have echinacea. So echinacea is actually one of the first herbs I've ever took when I was younger. A natural herb to kind of just help with any kind of sickness, to kind of build your immune system. So I'm interested to see how that is going to grow. So far, so good. We recently planted, it's getting shaded out by our calendula plant, holy basil. So there's all kinds of medicinal uses for this. We have some white yarrow. A lot of these plants help with inflammation and just building immune systems and help with colds. So white yarrow is one of those. Look how pretty it is. I have a big borage plant here. Things I would do over again is not plant borage in the middle of my herb garden. I did not realize how huge it was going to get. It's like fallen over and trailed this way, gone that way. But I've absolutely loved watching this plant grow because it has these beautiful flowers, and the flowers have medicinal purposes, and the leaves have medicinal purposes too. Look how pretty that is. Holy cow. So every so often I'll harvest flowers and dry them. All right, so the next thing, oh man, this needs some water. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? My water hasn't run yet. It has been hot, guys. This is German calamine. No, we better get the water to that soon. I also planted ashwagandha. I start to see seedlings coming up and then they die off. This is the second time I've attempted to plant ashwagandha, and that is supposed to help with anxiety and stress. And as you get to my age, stress and anxiety is not as easily handled. So that's something that I have been taking daily, and would love to be able to grow it because it's expensive and hard to find. I also have a lemon bulb here I recently planted, but same with this. I saw little sprouts come up, but I wonder if it's just too hot. Here is a ginger root that I got from the store and planted it. That's how I always plant my ginger. And if you are interested in watching how and when to harvest ginger, I did just put out a YouTube short on that. And I need to plant turmeric somewhere in here. And if you're curious to know how to plant and when to harvest turmeric, I also have a video on that. This beautiful plant right here is a tobacco plant. I know y'all think I'm crazy. I do not smoke tobacco, but look how beautiful that plant is. And fun fact that before tobacco was used as smoking tobacco, it was used to heal wounds. So how cool is that, to be able to come in your backyard and pull a leaf off and put it on a wound? So that has been so fun to grow. The flowers are beautiful. All right, to finish off our garden over here, we have Italian dandelion. Oh, look at that. I already have sprouts coming up right here. And I have marshmallow growing here. Look how cool that plant is. Then we have Apparel vulgaris. I literally looked up what helps with inflammation, anxiety, healing, those kind of things. And I basically just went and sourced everything online, tried to find all the seeds I possibly could to just start this garden. And then we have feverfew. So I'm really interested to see how everything's going to do here. Oh no, my borage plant again is crushing out another plant. I also have, it looks like calamine again, but a different variety. No wonder I can't grow calamine. It's not doing good in my raised bed. Yeah, I'm not sure, but that is definitely calamine. I also wanted to point out that I am an affiliate with Vego garden beds, and you can always save $10 with my coupon code that I have in the screen there. And they run sales throughout the year. So again, make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter. And also, I am an affiliate of this Gardening in Minutes watering grid. And this has been an absolute game changer for my raised bed gardening, because now I can have water perfectly across my garden beds, and I don't have to have water spraying over and making my plants sick. They're just watering them at the base, exactly where I need it. My garden beds have done so much better with the drip system through Gardening in Minutes. And you guys can save 7% with my coupon code that I have in the screen. They also run sales as well. This garden, I hope you can see it. The sun is just shining bright. I've got all kinds of beautiful things in it. My first thing I want to show you is my eggplant. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at the eggplants on this. We recently harvested eggplants and made fried eggplant. I also put out a video on how to know when eggplants are ready, so you want to check that out. And I also did a video of me frying my eggplant in coconut oil, making them much healthier to eat. But yeah, this guy's already ready to pick. But look how beautiful it is doing. And if you guys want to know what fertilizers I use in bug control, they are all from Neptune Harvest, and you can save 5%. They are what helps me keep my garden green and flourishing and bug-free. I know coming towards the summertime and when it gets hot, bugs are more present and we spray more often, but we really haven't had to spray much this year. We have this beautiful kale plant. My kids love kale chips. Oh, look at these flowers. Wow, look how pretty that is on my eggplant. We have nasturtiums trailing out of here, and what I've done, actually they've done on their own, is they've kind of crawled through here, and I hear that they're supposed to be a good bug repellent. So I'm curious to know if that will help keep the bugs out of my garden. And if any of you guys have noticed that it actually works well like that, let me know, because I need to plant more of this next year. We also have some red cabbage in the middle here. Look at these flowers. You can also eat these flowers. They kind of are a little spicy. You can add them in pastas and whatnot. And I've got parsley in here. We just never can get enough parsley, so we have parsley there. I have onions, red onions, regular onions growing. We have a bok choy that's past the time to harvest, so we kind of let it go to seed and put off flowers for our bees to enjoy. We also have broccoli here. It's getting hot, so we really just have like little broccoli sprouts that are popping up. And every day I come out here and kind of harvest a couple and send them to our chickens. I think I got another nasturtium here. But look how pretty this garden is. I just love how everything looks. All right, so now I want to show you all the mixed flowers that we have growing in our garden. Here we have some multi-head sunflowers that are coming to the end of their life. We don't let these go to waste, because as these start to dry out, we will start feeding them to our chickens. We can feed them to our chickens right now with the way they are, even though they're not completely dried out, because they love them just the same. I also recently planted direct sowed more sunflowers here along the back side of our garden. We have beautiful collard greens here. And in this row, we planted, all the way down here, some dahlias. I had no clue that you can plant dahlias from seed. I've always bought dahlia bulbs. So we have some that are starting to come up right here. I actually had a sweet friend come over and hang out for the day, and she helped me plant some of these. So those are starting to come in right there. We also have tomatoes here that are just massacred by, I think we have mice or something. They climb up and they eat my tomatoes. So these tomatoes aren't anything to talk about, but we have onions in the ground to repel bugs. This aisle, I have what's called Save the Monarchs butterfly mix. And I just sprinkled these in the ground. All I did is put some seed starting soil on top of my existing soil and just kind of sprinkled these in. So we're not going to thin these or worry about it. We planted these, I think, a couple years ago, and they gave us so much flowers to harvest for friends and put in arrangements. So that'll be fun to have back. We have more collard greens here, and I have onions along this old rustic railing with some more pentas. We have white pentas and some Mexican heather. Now this is my youngest daughter's garden, and we started these, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. And this is a meadow mix, and if you've been on Instagram, you've been seeing her garden tours. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, make sure you do. I basically share my daily routines and daily things that we're doing and just beautiful pictures from the garden. This right here is a comfrey plant, and this is something we make fertilizer out of, make a free fertilizer from. There's also a lot of medicinal purposes that you can use with that. Holy cow, look how big this plant is. So I actually made a video on how to make your own comfrey tea to fertilize your garden from a plant that you can grow in your garden. How cool is that? So make sure you check out my YouTube shorts. I also wanted to show you our blueberry bushes, guys. Look at these. Look at how awesome they're doing. We have about 40 plants, 40 or 50 plants that wrap our entire garden, kind of like our fence, and of course my husband decides to mow. So over in this garden, we sprinkled some flower mix in here. I popped oh wait, can't remember what this is called, but I bought a whole bunch of these flowers and put them around. Oh, more dahlias. Here, my daughter planted some cosmos here a few weeks ago and they did not sprout. So we might have some cosmos sprouting here at some point. But we planted English daisy. So stay tuned for those. Over here, I planted some Ashley cucumbers. These are great for the summer, and they'll grow up this little rustic old gate. And then I also planted, or my kids planted, Asylum through here. So they're just starting to pop up, and that's like a multicolor. I've grown white before, but I'm interested to see what those will look like. Got some more pentas. Can't remember what that plant's called. Look at these blueberries, guys. So pretty. I have some more collard greens. Penta, collard green, penta. I have some, my oldest daughter planted zinnias here. So those are starting to come up, along with some blanket flowers, it looks like, from last year are starting to pop up. So that should be fun. I really hope these pentas take off because they are just so pretty. And guys, I think that completes my garden tour. Oh, I have to show you my little succulent garden over here. I always fail to show you. I love this old antique wheelbarrow. And we've got 2 different varieties of aloe in here with some fun succulents. And our orchid here. Oh, I didn't show you guys my passion fruit vine that's growing all up this tree. Here we go. Look at that passion fruit. And if you guys, oh, thought it was ready. These basically fall off the vine whenever they're ready. So it's always fun to just come out here and it's like an Easter egg hunt. I send the girls out to see if there's any passion fruits that have fell from the tree, and they're so good. I just infuse my water with them, and they're just full of vitamin C. So over here is our chicken garden, and we have the Inventor's Bundle over on this one as well. So we have the 3 larger tiers on the bottom and the 3 smaller tiers. And we have these beautiful ventas. I put these in because we were needing shade here in front of their coop. We had this big tree that was right here in front of the coop that recently died. So not only does it look absolutely beautiful right now with the flowers and just sitting there in front of our coop, but we also have some sweet potatoes growing down here. And as the vines grow, the chickens can eat them. We have some kale down here, some curly kale. We also have oregano. We feed our chickens oregano on a weekly basis. That helps kind of keep them healthy. It acts like an antibiotic for them. I also have parsley up at the top here because we can never get enough parsley. And we also have some like succulents and parsleying, I think is what this is called, for color. And I believe we have some calamine in here somewhere. And we also have a cucumber that is vining here with another kale plant as well. So we have plenty of collard greens we usually feed our chickens, but this is just something additional that we thought would look nice down here and serve a purpose, and it's doing well. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please make sure you're subscribed. If you have a question, it actually helps my channel if you comment below or ask questions or just say, hi, how are you? Or just share where you are gardening in.